Well, hey there, it's David. Welcome or welcome back to Cross Fitness, helping men and women get the best spiritual shape of their lives, one workout at a time. Quick thought in this video that I'm calling Alexa Isn't the Only One Listening. Okay, so my wife and I are in the kitchen today, and we got this a cool new Cosori air fryer toaster oven thing. And it's Bluetooth Wi-Fi enabled, and I'm able to cook myself as a VIP, a visually impaired person. I can cook audibly now using that, interfacing the Alexa through an app, through the Wi-Fi to the Cosori air fryer, and bam, I say, Alexa, turn on the air fryer 375 degrees for 12 minutes, and beep, there it goes. And that's really cool. It opens up a lot of options for me who I can't see the menus at all, nothing. And so, very cool. But what's also interesting is, since we installed the Alexa, the Echo product, my wife was saying something about like, hey, we ought to get a picnic basket or something, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, a picnic basket shows up like on her feeds, on Amazon or something. It's like, and I'm sure the privacy notice that nobody ever reads, terms and conditions that I don't read, nobody reads, is probably in there somewhere that Alexa's listening in and are able to suggest products that you might enjoy. Maybe if I dug deep into the privacy settings, spent some time on YouTube and ChatGPT, I could figure out how to turn that off. But at any rate, Alexa's listening, but she is not the only one listening in. I'm thinking of God, the Bible says, well, there's really three things I wanted to say to you on this topic that God is always listening in. Number one is our words are being recorded. Our words are being recorded. You can take that to the bank. The Bible says your words now reflect your faith then. You'll either be justified by them or you'll be condemned. Our words are very, very powerful. And what we speak, what we say, what we declare, what we confess, what comes out of our mouth reveals what's in our heart, and it's just recorded, I believe that one day the book of our life is going to be opened, and we're going to have to give an account for everything we said, whether good or bad. That's also scriptural too. So the second thing is not only are your words being recorded, but your rewards are being accrued. Okay? The Bible says, if you give a cup of cold water to someone for my sake, you will by no means lose your reward. The Bible talks about, these materials we're sending ahead to heaven. Gold, silver, and precious stones are these things we're doing for the Lord, for the kingdom, for the people of God, for people who aren't not people of God. We're just doing it because we're wanting to be Christ-like, and we can also send ahead wood, hay, and stubble. These are construction materials that are just selfish, they're self-centered, they're spent on ourselves, And so, the Bible says one day our works will be put through the fire, and what can burn up will, and what is precious will, form our crown, form our reward. So there's that. And so, number one, God is listening in, and our words are being recorded. Number two, our rewards are being accrued. And number three, our stewardship is being evaluated. And by that I mean, Jesus talked an awful lot about stewardship, about money management, about your talents and your time and things like that, about being a good steward. Lots of parables about that. And, according to his teaching, this is going to determine what we're going to be doing in the millennium, in eternity, I suppose, God is not a socialist. Did you hear me? God's not a socialist. It's not, everybody gets the same thing. Nope. Doesn't happen that way. Jesus is not a socialist. We get what we deserve, for good or for bad. There are degrees of punishment in hell, and there's degrees of rewards in heaven. And there's a stewardship factor also. And you can read about that, if you're faithful with little, God will give you more. And, the Bible had talked about, given, jurisdiction over a number of cities, and I think this could happen during the millennium, or even in the new heavens and the new earth. Okay, so, interesting, Alexa's not the only one listening in God is. And so we need to be circumspect. We need to be thoughtful about that, And, I just, here's a little aside there, but, if you're alone and you're a Christian and you believe in Jesus and you believe that God is omnipresent, he's everywhere simultaneously, when you burp, do you say, excuse me, when you're alone? If you do, you might be aware that God is listening in. Just a thought. For now, I'm David, your virtual mentor, reminding you that I'm always for you, never against you. Grace and peace.